There are athletes who dominate the headlines, there are athletes who collect trophies, and then there are athletes who win something far more complicated, the hearts of millions. Sanju Samson never became India's loudest cricketer. He never chased attention. He never answered every critic. Yet year after year, his name returned to the same conversation. Why isn't Sanju playing? Few players in modern cricket have divided opinion quite like him. Some called him the most naturally gifted batter of his generation. Others questioned his consistency. Every selection meeting seemed to spark another debate. Every time India announced a squad, millions searched for one name. Sometimes it was there. Often it wasn't. But strangely, every omission only made his supporters louder. Because Sanju Samson became more than just a cricketer. He became a symbol for everyone who believed talent doesn't always receive immediate recognition. This isn't simply the story of elegant cover drives or breathtaking sixes. It's the story of a man who learned to remain silent, while the entire cricketing world spoke on his behalf. Before we continue, if you're someone who follows cricket closely enough to watch a full video like this, you've probably thought about placing a bet on a match at some point. And if you have, the platform you use actually makes a huge difference. I've been using Megapari throughout this cricket season. Fast withdrawals, competitive odds, and coverage of everything from international matches to franchise leagues. If you'd like to try it yourself, use code TTV when you sign up. It automatically doubles your first deposit, giving you twice the value right from the start. Now, let's get back to Sanju Samson's incredible story. A boy who never looked in a hurry long before the IPL crowds, before international cricket, before social media debates. Sanju Viswanath. Samson was simply a young boy growing up in Kerala. Cricket wasn't just a game. It became the family's shared dream. His father, a former police constable with sporting ambitions of his own, believed his sons deserved opportunities he never had. That belief changed everything. The family made sacrifices few people ever saw. Long journeys, countless practice sessions, early mornings, late evenings, every decision revolved around cricket. Unlike many young players, Sanju never tried to overpower bowlers. He fascinated coaches with something far rarer: timing. The ball seemed to glide off his bat. Elegant drives replaced brute force. His movements looked effortless. Even as a teenager, he carried himself with unusual calm. He didn't celebrate wildly. He didn't seek attention. He simply played. Soon, age group cricket began noticing him. Selectors talked about his technique. Coaches admired his balance. Former players predicted a remarkable future. The expectations grew quickly, perhaps too quickly, because in India, talent alone is never enough. You must survive pressure, attention, comparison, and expectations that can become heavier than the bat itself. Sanju was about to discover that, the wonder kid everyone wanted. When Rajasthan Royals signed Sanju Samson, Indian cricket immediately found its newest sensation. He was fearless, confident, and astonishingly mature for his age, against international bowlers. He never looked intimidated. The elegant stroke play that had impressed coaches now captivated millions of viewers. Commentators couldn't stop praising him. Here was a young Indian batter who played with remarkable freedom. Boundaries came naturally. Timing looked effortless. Every innings hinted at enormous potential. Soon, people stopped asking whether Sanju was talented. Instead, they began asking when he would become India's next superstar. International selection felt inevitable. The call eventually arrived. It should have been the beginning of a long international career. Instead, it became the start of years of uncertainty. Opportunities appeared, then disappeared. One series, then months on the sidelines. A comeback, another omission, just when momentum seemed to build. Something interrupted it. Sometimes competition, sometimes team balance. He let silence answer for him. That silence frustrated some people. The weight of expectations. The journey looked perfect from the outside. Inside, it was anything but. Every brilliant IPL season seemed to bring the same promise. This is the year Sanju Samson becomes a permanent part of India's team. Then came another squad announcement. Sometimes his name was there, sometimes it wasn't. One series would offer an opportunity, the next would take it away. Unlike many players who receive long runs to settle into international cricket, Sanju often felt as though every innings carried the pressure of a final. One failure invited criticism, one quiet performance reopened old debates. People questioned whether elegance alone was enough. Was he too inconsistent? Could he handle international pressure? Had he already missed his chance? The questions never seemed to end. Meanwhile, younger players emerged. Competition became fiercer than ever. India's batting order was overflowing with talent, and every vacant spot attracted half a dozen deserving candidates. For many cricketers, years of uncertainty slowly destroy confidence. Sanju chose a different response. He returned to domestic cricket, to the IPL, to practice. Every disappointment became another reason to improve, rather than another excuse to complain. Perhaps that was why his supporters never stopped believing. Every time he was left out, social media exploded with the same conversation. Millions argued that he deserved another opportunity, not because he was perfect, but because they believed he had never truly been given a fair run. The pressure reached another level before India's white ball plans began taking shape again. Many wondered whether Sanju Samson would always remain the talented player people talked about, instead of the one they trusted. He answered the only way he knew how, with runs, not promises, not interviews, just performances. Slowly, the conversations began to change. People stopped asking whether Sanju belonged. They started asking why they had ever doubted him. Becoming Rajasthan's leader, many talented players perform well. Far fewer become leaders. When Rajasthan Royals handed Sanju Samson the captaincy, they weren't simply rewarding his batting. They were rewarding his character. Leadership never changed him. He remained calm, respectful, measured. Victory never made him arrogant. Defeat never made him emotional. Young teammates often spoke about the confidence he gave them, not through speeches. Through trust, he allowed players to express themselves. He accepted responsibility when results went wrong and quietly shared the praise whenever they went right. It wasn't the loud style many people expected. It was something much more powerful: authenticity. While other captains dominated microphones, even when critics continued questioning his place in India's squad, his teammates rarely questioned his value. Sometimes, respect inside the dressing room matters more than praise outside it. And Sanju had earned plenty of it. The silent storm by now. People had started calling Sanju Samson unlucky every time he produced a match-winning innings. Another setback seemed to follow. A new selector, a different combination, an injury, another long wait. Whenever an opportunity finally arrived, he played as though he had never been away. Some innings lasted only a few overs, others became unforgettable. An effortless cover drive, a lofted extra cover six, the trademark flick over mid-wicket. Every shot reminded people why they had never stopped believing. They saw someone who never complained publicly, never blamed teammates, never attacked selectors, never searched for excuses. He simply waited, worked, and prepared for the next chance. Eventually, those chances became impossible to ignore. When India needed composure under pressure, Sanju delivered. When quick runs were required, he delivered. When critics questioned whether he belonged, he answered with his bat. Not every innings became 100. Not every match became unforgettable. But something else changed. People stopped judging him only by numbers. They began appreciating the calmness he brought to every situation, his maturity, his humility, his professionalism. Those qualities earned something statistics never could: respect. As captain of Rajasthan Royals, he continued building a culture based on belief rather than fear. Young players flourished around him. Experienced teammates trusted him. Win or lose, his message remained the same: stay calm, keep improving, trust the process. That attitude slowly transformed public perception. The conversations became different. People no longer spoke only about what Sanju had lost. They spoke about everything he had overcome, every setback, every rejection, every comeback. Because resilience has a way of lasting longer than talent alone. Looking back, it's easy to wonder what might have happened had every opportunity arrived at the perfect moment. Perhaps the numbers would have been greater. Perhaps the records would have looked different. But maybe the story wouldn't have been nearly as powerful, because adversity gave Sanju something that effortless success never could. Perspective. He learned to celebrate opportunities instead of expecting them. He learned that silence can sometimes be stronger than arguments, and he proved that character isn't revealed when everything goes your way. It's revealed when almost nothing does. Today, whenever Sanju Samson walks onto a cricket field, the applause means something different. It isn't only admiration for his batting, it's appreciation for everything he represents: patience, grace, humility, resilience. He became proof that success doesn't always belong to the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes it belongs to the one who keeps showing up, keeps believing, keeps working even when nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. That's why Sanju Samson isn't remembered simply as a gifted cricketer. He's remembered as the people's champion, not because everyone agreed about him, but because, through every setback and every comeback, he reminded millions that true greatness is measured not only by trophies or records, but by the quiet strength to keep moving forward when the whole world is watching.